So morning loves, lovely to meet you on the mat again, just starting where you're most comfortable, either seated or lying down. And whatever our week, our weekend, our day has been, we can just take this lovely time to come back to ourselves on our mat and put all the worries or concerns, our schedules aside, just for this hour. So let's just close our eyes for a moment, just come into your body. Do this by just taking some deep breaths and just feeling whatever you feel. Acknowledge it without judgment. Don't read into the story, just observing. How do you want to feel through your practice? Let the mind quieten a little. And even as you sit or lie down, just trying to relax all your muscles. Notice if there's sort of tension in your upper arms and your shoulders. Perhaps you can relax your wrists and hands. Often the face, we just hold mild tension in our face. See if you can relax there as well. Notice if your scalp and hair feels tight. And as you breathe, maybe it's becoming a little bit easier. Notice what tension you're holding through the back of your body. Shoulder blades, lower back. And then we'll just take a few more breaths and then we'll come to seated. Nice long sigh. If you're lying down, draw your knees in. Have a little hug and a rock. And then just gently roll up. Join me seated. So I think we'll have a nice quiet practice of meditation this morning. Simply just following the breath, but without any counting, without any mantra. We will just sit and be in this space. If the mind decides to wander off on a real long thread of a thought, then fine. When you catch yourself doing it, just come back to the feeling of knowing you're doing it, being with the breath, that space between that thought and perhaps the next one, without any agenda. We'll just sit and be ourselves. So I'll pop the timer on for 5 minutes. Rest your hands to Dhyana Mudra and just become as relaxed as you can in the way you're seated. And we'll just be with ourselves. Settle into this space. Notice your feelings and your thoughts and your feelings. And enjoy your breath. Every now and then just scan through and relax. So just coming back with your breath, noticing your thoughts. Enjoy the feeling of the breath in the nostrils. Just check in with your thoughts. And just have a few more breaths while we're in this meditation. Conscious breaths. And then we blink our eyes coming back. Okay. I'm going to do a few hip poses today. Some of you I know have issues, but try and do it because there's ways of you making it a little bit more comfortable. So we're going to start with flamingo. And we're quite familiar with bringing the leg in this kind of position for, butterfly. So with this one, let's start with the left leg extended. And then I like to have maybe like a little corner of a cushion or a blanket just above the left knee. And this is where we bring the foot across here. You might actually, I think I'm going to just adapt this and show you another way as well. Perhaps have a little blanket above the knee. Bring that right foot just to rest above the left knee. And then I'm actually going to today use a cushion to support the thigh. And then you can lean back. This is quite a comfortable way of doing it. Just sort of find where you can relax into this. The reason I have something just resting above the knee is just so that it doesn't feel uncomfortable. And then just see if you can gently relax into the way the hip is opening in this rotation. If this doesn't feel right for anybody, please come out of it. Maybe come into butterfly or choose another pose that you do enjoy. We're not going to do the whole length of time here. We'll keep these a little shorter today. But see if you can relax, certainly your left leg that's extended. And just notice how you can relax into your right leg here. Notice where you're feeling any sensation. Breathing to your belly. And just exploring, is there a little bit of tension in your right calf muscle or the right thigh? And can you relax? When you do relax, you might find your sort of foot and your leg really sort of slip a little. Let's take a breath. We're going to come out of this one. Just about 3 minutes there. So keep perhaps the cushion and the blanket handy. Lie down for a moment. And just really observe this right hip area, around the buttock as well. And just notice what you're feeling. Probably can feel tingling in your hands as well, where you've been leaning on your arms. The autumn season that we're in is very linked with the metal element, which is associated with lungs and large intestine that run through our arms, those meridians. So when you're ready, that's probably faded away, that little sensation. Let's draw our knees in and explore the other side. Have a moment to rock. And then coming up, I find my hips very different both sides. So I always come into this with a kind of a curiosity as to how this is going to feel. So the right leg extends, and then just bending the left leg, and really do use as much padding as you want to here so that you can relax. And as you want to, you can sort of just move the cushion away so that you feel the hip opening a little bit more. I wouldn't say this is one of my favourite poses, but every now and then it's good to just explore the ability of the hip to rotate. Focus on your breath. Really try and relax the calf and your thigh on the left leg. And even just explore how you're relaxed or not in your right leg. Every now and then you can just adapt the position if you want to feel more. Notice if you're tight in your belly as you breathe, whether your abdomen is tense. And then we'll take a few more breaths. And then gently lift your leg. Come out, lying back. Keep your cushion handy. We'll use it for our next pose, cat's tail. So as you lie back, you can probably yet again feel nice tingliness in your palms and inner arms. Notice what's going on around the pelvis and hips. Yoga is all about not necessarily even how well you can get into the pose. It's about you learning about yourself in these poses, coming back to your true self, your true nature. So when you're ready, let's hug our knees in. Nice little rock and a self-hug. So we'll come into a gentle twist. And I think cat's tail is probably one of the more gentle ones. Less stretching through the belly. You can really kind of go into this pose as much or as little as you want to. So we'll start on our right hand side. I like to have a pillow handy because it really does support the head and the neck. But come to a lying position and then bring your left leg over. The knee is bent, so a bit like that sort of recovery position. Some of you will be able to grab your foot, some of you won't, and that doesn't really matter. It's a nice stretch through the quad of the right leg, but if you can't, literally just keep your leg down and we'll come into this roll backwards. But if you can grab it, great. And then we're going to just explore rolling the left shoulder back. If you haven't got a pillow, I like to cradle my head with my right hand. But otherwise, if you have got a little pillow, just really try and relax the head and the neck. You'll find so much tension in your neck if you're trying to hold the head. So nice deep breaths. Just being very aware of any part of your body that you have to be very gentle with at the moment. If you're holding your foot, try and let your leg become sort of limp and heavy. Have a loose grip so that your hand isn't tense. Try and relax your buttocks and your lower back. And then enjoy the movement of breath in your body. How does this feel? Where do you feel the breath move most? Is it the belly? Or the left ribs? Or around the back of your body? Keep trying to relax anything that you find that is still tense. Following your thoughts, just witness your mind. And 2 more breaths. Let's release our foot. Roll onto our side again, and then very gently roll onto our back. Nice and slowly, kind of moving each body part individually. And then finding a nice relaxed Shavasana, neutral spine. And then whatever you feel, really enjoy exploring what you're feeling through your body. Sensation on your right side and your left. Perhaps how different it feels. Where you're finding sort of the cooler parts in your body. Areas that feel stimulated. Notice if you're still a bit tense in your back, see if you can relax that as well. Following everything just fading. Perhaps you notice actually the temperature changes as you lie here, and you'll notice maybe a coolness around the side of your head. So we'll hug in now. Take your time, always bring one leg in and then the other, usually the right and then the left, and enjoy a nice rock. So ease out the spine where we've been in a twist. It's nice to bring the head up sometimes and stretch a bit more through the back. And then when you're ready, roll up. I'm going to swivel to the other side. So we're going to come into a position where we're lying on the left. And again, you use a cushion. I always do for the head. It just takes one less thing out of the equation of having to support the neck. Right leg over, knee bent in line with the hip. Grab your foot only if you can. And then just start to roll that right shoulder back. You can place your head wherever you want to, looking forwards, upwards, wherever feels right and most relaxing. I always take a few deep breaths just to come into the pose and then start to explore where the tension is. So let go of the back and buttocks if they're tight. And just scan through. Let the head be heavy. When you feel relaxed, just focus on your breath. Is your neck really relaxed, or is there more you can do just to let go? As you really tune into what you're feeling, where you're feeling it, enjoy how the breath almost has a little bit of a journey, a twisted journey through your body as you breathe. Try and catch your thoughts as you're thinking them. Notice what they are. If this pose starts to feel quite easy and you've lost the sensation, maybe just explore the idea of rolling back a bit more. Shift something so that you can feel the stretch. Let's take one more breath. Release your foot nice and slowly. Notice how it feels as you extend the leg and your knee, and then roll to your side and supporting your roll to your back. And just noticing what you're feeling. Where's all that lovely juiciness after our little twisty squeeze, wringing our body out? Like a wet rag. You can all imagine that sort of twist of a wet rag. We've twisted our body. And often it's quite curious of where we feel the after effects and the feelings, sometimes even more so than in the pose. Keep relaxing your lower back. Just have a few more breaths here. You might still feel the sensation. And then we'll draw our knees in, right then left. Take a moment before you perhaps start rolling or rocking into little circles. So when you're ready, roll up to seated. Okay, so the other hip rotations I wanted to do today. Now, they might not suit everybody, and if it doesn't, please maybe choose another two-sided pose. You could do banana, which is a lovely restful pose, but what we're going to do is gazelle. So we'll start with our left leg forward, lean to your right, and just, if you can, we're going to rotate the hip in the opposite direction that we did earlier. A bit like that sort of shape as you kind of hurdle over the hurdles, you know, as we did perhaps at school. You don't have to be upright because you probably will feel a sensation here that may not be comfortable. So we can lean back into your left arm. Now, your knee might be up here, and that's fine if that's all that's most comfortable for you. You might find that you're happy to have the leg level, or if you've got that rotation even more, your leg may come even further behind. So really pick a spot that's okay for you to explore. As I say, if this really is aggravating anyone, because I know some of you have hip issues, choose another pose entirely. One of your favourites. But if you are here, just join me in taking a deep breath and relaxing. Try to relax the buttocks and the thigh on the right leg. And I can certainly feel a sensation, but it's not pain. It's a stretch. So just identify what you can feel. Breathing to your belly. Focus on your breath. And if you feel you want to explore, then just, move the leg a little bit more. See what your range of movement is. If after you've moved it, it doesn't feel right, then go back to where you were. Just take 2 more breaths. And very gently lean towards your left so that you have the movement to extend your right leg outwards in front of you. Might want to rub a little bit somewhere, so take Shavasana. Just a short one, only 3 minutes in that pose. We'll do the same the other side, so not too long. Notice what you notice. You might find it isn't just around your hip you feel it, perhaps the lower back. When we're rotating our leg like that, we're tuning into our liver and kidney, spleen. You might also feel a coldness sensation sort of across the pelvis, the groin, maybe the lower belly. So just watching what you're feeling, noticing where it's fading. Take some conscious and purposeful deep breaths into your belly. And then we'll hug our knees in. Nice and slowly and gently as you move the leg upwards for a little rock. Take your time here, there's no rush. It's all about feeling whatever you feel through your body, not just physically, but how you connect emotionally to your sensations, whether it's a nice sensation or something that you don't like. Let's roll up slowly. And then the other side, actually, I'll turn round. So we'll do just 3 minutes here. Right leg extends. Gently lean to your right, as you bring the left leg back. If you've got issues with your knees, because it might not just be the hip that you can feel here, if the rotation of the knee is aggravated and you don't like this pose, again, please come out, choose something else that you do like, and then we can just lean into this. Again, not one of my favourites, but I do enjoy exploring whatever I feel, allowing myself to relax into it, seeing if I can let the body soften. So just seeing if you can do the same. Breathe deeply. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? If your body's screaming at you, please come out. But if you're feeling muscles or just a different shape than we normally come into, then that's okay. Relaxing where you can. Even your right buttock, right side of the body may need some relaxation. And then just notice if you start to soften into this and it just feels a bit different. It feels like the body is, sort of more malleable, more pliable with this pose. Like there's a surrender. One long breath. And gently come out. So really lean towards your right so that you can release your left leg. And then lying down again. You'll be pleased to hear we'll take a few nice relaxing poses now. Oh, I can really feel that left knee, not in a painful way, but in a stimulated way, like it's come alive. So what do you feel? Where do you feel it? Nice stimulation in the wrists and arms. We've been leaning into them as well. And relax. Notice if you're relaxed as you lie here. Just checking in if there's a few more muscles in the back of your body that you can let go. You might find that the chi moving around your body, as you've been lying here just a few moments, you start to feel it. It might not be obvious initially. Check around your left knee and sort of the outer thigh. So when you're ready, have a hug, draw the knees in. We'll come into waterfall, which is a nice pose to relax the legs and soften the heart. So cushion I like to use just to wedge under buttocks. We'll take a excuse me, a nice restful pose here. Let your arms relax, palms up. Deep breaths, maybe a long sigh just to relax. If you've closed your eyes, you can gaze between your brows towards your third eye, Ajna. Deep breaths. Notice if you're aware of your thoughts or whether your mind just sometimes drifts. And every now and then you just catch yourself, what you're thinking. It's quite nice to really follow the breath in the belly. The movement of breath up into the chest and towards the shoulders. As we're quite still in this position, is there any tension in the feet or ankles? Is there anything else you can relax through your calves and backs of your thighs, hamstrings? Let's take a deep breath And then we can gently bend our knees, lower our feet down. Take your time, just pause here for a moment if that feels nice. And then we can take the cushion away and find neutral spine, Shavasana. Slowly as we extend our legs down, let our spine readjust to the mat. And relax here just for a few moments. Observe the feelings. And then in your own time, you might just want another breath here or two. You can choose where you want to relax, either seated or lying down. If you're lying down there, you can always bring a cushion under your knees. Making yourself as comfortable as possible. Comfortable and cozy. Let's have a meditation on strength. So as you just settle into whatever pose you've chosen, allowing yourself to be warm, just relax everything. We know how to do this. The affirmation is I am strong. Close your eyes softly and visualize yourself sitting against a large oak tree. Feel strength in your back, from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. Allow that strength to enter your mind and repeat the affirmation, I am strong. Think how this tree grew from a small acorn, sprouting forth a shoot. Visualize this shoot coming up through the earth, developing into a small tree, growing strong through the seasons. Feel your body widening out at the shoulders and lengthening upwards. Feel the body growing. Be aware of the strong tree trunk moving upwards towards the light, always looking and searching towards the light. Feel the warmth around the back. And now visualize the tree's deep down roots that bury themselves deep into the earth. How they spread out, hard and gnarled. How the roots taper and soften as they sink deeper into the earth. And how they finally end up as threads, searching out for water and moisture. Feel how strong, how strongly they bond to the tree and to the earth. How the roots become the firm foundation for growth. And now be aware of the name of this tree. What comes to your mind? The colour of its leaves, the deep shades of brown, the crust of the bark, the texture, even the smell of the earth. How old is this tree, and how many people have sat here against the trunk? Feel the strength again. Feel the steady support, and repeat, I am strong. And now just become very aware of the steady beating of the heart, your in and out breath, the length of your exhalation, the slow evenness, the breath and your heartbeat. Just feel the link between your breath, your life force and strength, and just have some quiet time here. Very gently. No need to move, just bring your consciousness back to your body. Maybe repeat 3 times in your mind that affirmation. Take it with you today. I am strong. In all ways, physically, mentally and emotionally, even a strong spirit. Take a moment to have a lovely deep breath and a long sigh. Feel good. Know this. And then gently you can start to bring some movement into your fingers and toes and gently rock your head. With another deep breath and a long sigh, you can draw your knees in. Looking forward to the rest of your day. Being blessed we've woken up and we've seen the sunrise gently coming up. And then when you're ready, take your time, there's no rush, just joining me seated. As we sit here, we can send our roots down like that tree from our tailbone into Mother Earth and let the threads of our roots just seek out what we need to draw up today. So we can just draw our hands together. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, lovelies.